Here we have an Asus laptop that came in for no power. Customer mailed over the motherboard only, and the board looks something like this. It came with the fan and heatsink, and I removed them so we can speed up the process right here. We're not going to be able to test the motherboard afterwards because customer mailed over the motherboard only. If only the customer would spend $5 more for shipping and mail the whole laptop so we can test it for him. But that's what we have. Let's go under the microscope and see what's going on without wasting any time. We're going to start by measuring the MOSFETs right next to the DC connector here. Meter in diode mode. And we have a short circuit. Every single Asus motherboard is a short circuit. Let's measure a few things before we pull out the thermal camera. Meter in diode mode, I'm getting a 0.8 reading. Oh well. 0.35. Just a few things I want to measure. I work on those laptops every single day, and I kind of developed a pattern on what to look for. We are good, clean here. Let's measure the V-core MOSFETs on the bottom. Let's see if we have a short. We do not. And for this type of chip, we're going to measure here. We're going to measure here. We're going to measure here. And we gonna measure here. We have a short. Short on this component. No short here, no short here, no short here, and no short here. So we got it. Just 1 minute of testing and we got it. We did not have to use a thermal camera. We did not have to inspect voltage rails. We do not have to pull out the schematic. We did not have to pull out the board diagram. Some people go all over the place when troubleshooting a board. Why haven't you tested the voltage rail? Why haven't you done this? Why haven't you done that? I do not need to do any of that. We figured out the problem in less than a minute. You can go and do whatever you want, but for me, the job is done. Some technicians do not consider it a repair if they do not suffer and struggle. We don't do that here. Hey Jose, how are you doing, man? The FedEx person just brought in a package, and what's inside this package? Weights. The package is very heavy. Abnormally heavy. I hope it's not gonna explode. This thing is heavy. Very heavy. Definitely not a laptop. Definitely nothing small that we fix. Oh, okay. I was wondering what's inside that package. It's the 3-prong cables. We had those on order. Just the regular computer cables. That thing was heavy. I knew it was not a device to fix. We need those cables for a lot of the devices that we sell here, and we are almost out of stock. So we have a new batch of cables. Let's go back to the MOSFET that was shorting to ground. Which one was it? I forgot. Thank you, Mr. FedEx guy. I forgot which MOSFET measured for a short. Okay, this one. Good memory. Usually I turn on my hot air station before the fume extractor, but now we have it vice versa. That's good. we're gonna grab a chip from this donor board that I have right next to me. We did not even measure for a short after removing the chip, but we will do so shortly. I'm 101% sure the problem was the chip. But sometimes I forget to measure for the sake of viewers watching. And that's why when recording a video, it usually takes more time, because I have to keep in mind that viewers are watching and they want to know what's going on. And that's why sometimes you see a lot of questions. Why haven't you measured this? Why haven't you measured that? I skip. Measure here. And you see, we do not have a short anymore. We are getting a 2.7 voltage drop and not a 0 voltage drop. One more time. 2.746. Great. So the problem is the chip. You're gonna have to trust me. And this board also looks like it wanna play games, just like the rest of the boards. Look at this solder blob on the right. How many times do we need to teach those boards that playing games does not work? Just like the person who runs away from the police, they're gonna end up being caught. So what's the use? Why run away? He leads them on a chase, and then they're gonna get caught at the end. It doesn't matter how long they go, they're gonna eventually run out of gas or stop. So why do it? And same thing here. The board wanna play games, it's gonna end up being fixed. So what's the use? Board just doesn't listen. We're done. Let's measure. And we have a 0.52 voltage drop, and that's perfect. And some of you are asking, are you gonna test it? No. How am I gonna test it? If the customer has issues, then he needs to mail over the whole laptop. And that's what the customer gets for mailing over the motherboard only. We cannot test it. We're gonna call it a fix because we fixed the short. We no longer have a short. $5 more and the customer can mail the whole laptop. Why mail the motherboard only? We taught the board a lesson, but now we have to teach the customer a lesson. If it doesn't work, he has to mail the whole thing over again with the laptop. I do not mean the teaching the customer a lesson in a bad way, in a good way. Like when you park illegally, you're gonna get fined. The government taught you a lesson. So next time you're not gonna do it. You only learn when you pay. If you do not pay, you won't learn. And that's a fact. And that's why tickets in the US here, fines in the US are expensive. If a police officer stops you and he want to write you a ticket, you know it's going to be at least $300. And that's why when you look at the face of the driver who got pulled over, his face doesn't look good because he knows that he's going to be paying. Sometimes I think to myself, why wouldn't the officer let the guy go? Just give him a warning and let him go. I do not know what goes on behind the scenes when writing tickets, if officers, they get promoted for how many tickets they write, or they have a higher status if they write so many tickets. I do not know how it works. But sometimes I think to myself, just give him a warning and let him go. But if you do give the driver a warning and let him go, and you do that for every driver, then how would people learn? They won't learn. And the world will just become a jungle. It's already a jungle, but we're gonna end the video right here. Board is fixed. We're gonna invoice and mail this back to the customer. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. Leave it down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll do something else in the next video.